You think you're going to make yourself miserable by uprooting yourself. Newsflash, you're already miserable. Breaking news. You're already miserable, babe. Is a female version of a hustler. Hey guys, it's Gauze. Welcome back. So this is going to be my first video of 2023. So as many of you know, I am originally from California, living abroad in Dublin. And I'm going to start in with just some foundation. This video is entitled Stop Bullshitting and Move Abroad Already. Yeah, it's like that. I think a lot of people, they always ask me, how do you move abroad? How do you move abroad? This year, 2023, will be the third year at the end of the year that I've been living in a different country. And to be quite frank, it takes a different kind of grit. One of my favorite quotes is actually by Albert Einstein. And he says, reality is merely an illusion, albeit a persistent one. And I think it really speaks to the topic at hand, because if you really think about it, right? The only thing stopping you from moving abroad, from visiting the country that you always wanted to, from traveling, is the fact that you do not have the mindset for it. Now, because I'm a sociologist and I understand the complexities of power, I understand identity, I understand how people have capital more disposable to them, I'm not going to say that this is a blanket statement, but I will say that some of you have the power and capacity to are simply lacking the conviction, okay? To be frank, life is fleeting. We share a brief moment on this planet, and much of the time we're distracted, right? There are things that you spend your time doing, that you spend your money on, that have very little to do with the person that you envision becoming. And these vices eat away at our time, create a sense of doubt. The way that you see the world has flattened it. It's become 2D. You're not expansive. You're not seeing things as doable for you. As Stoics like to say, if it's humanly possible, you can do it too. And so what would it look like if you shifted your mentality, right? If you lived in a state of delusion, if we call it that, right? What would happen if you dared to believe the things that you desire are actually things that you can attain, right? Yesterday, I had a conversation, and there is basically this project that I'm working on, and someone who just joined the project asked me if I was getting paid to do it. And I said, oh no, I'm not getting paid. This is just for fun. And she basically called me a dumb. She didn't really say that outright, but she said, where were you 2 months ago when I needed someone to do exactly what you do? You should definitely be getting paid for that. And it kind of shook me, because I always thought that I was academic at most, a burgeoning creative if I tried my hardest. Hearing that a set of skills that I thought I wasn't capable of utilizing, somebody said, I would have paid you had you had it together 2 months ago, it's all I needed to hear. All of the opportunities that you want, right? The fully funded trips, the masters abroad, the job placements, the secondments, maybe they're at the tail end or at the edge of your comfort zone. What are the obstacles that you face that other people have already found challenges to? Money is like the least important obstacle, to be quite frank. That is the lowest tier obstacle. When any organization is thinking about how are we going to support people to move abroad, the first thing that they know they have to do is provide the physical resources to do so. So that's a very low-hanging fruit, if I'm being quite frank, in terms of actually moving abroad. Maybe you're curious about the logistics. Maybe it's a difficult place because the country that you're from has really strict visa laws, so it's difficult to actually move. Those are things of actual consideration, right? But like I said, if it's humanly possible, if there's somebody who has been in your circumstance that has done it, then it's time for you to be solution-oriented. Girl, Google is free. We are in the age of technology where a singular handheld device has the computing power of technology that used to fill a room, right? So that means it's time for you to become resourceful about your life. I'd say the second theme is a lot of people saying, maybe I can find the money, maybe I can find the resources, but I'm going to make myself miserable. I can't imagine leaving my friends, my family, my small hometown, my support system. You think you're going to make yourself miserable by uprooting yourself. You're already miserable, babe. And this isn't some airy-fairy, woo-woo traveler telling you that if you move abroad, you're going to somehow get rid of all of your problems. But I will tell you, people seldomly find solutions to the problems that they have while doing so in the same place, right? It's not an immediate fix. When I moved abroad, I still worry about money. I have a plethora of new set of problems that I have to deal with. There's a lot of crippling loneliness and isolation that you face, but I wouldn't trade it for anything, because this is not my practice life. This is not the life where I get to play small and then later on I get to play big. This is the big leagues. So I'm not taking any chances. All it takes is a shift in perspective. And the shift in perspective and the shift in identity leads to a change in outcome. This is not for the faint of heart. This is for people who like challenges, okay? And it's okay if you prefer a sense of stability and peace, because that's all you've been seeking all your life. Maybe you had a very tumultuous childhood, so many things impacting your quality of life. That is okay. Then maybe the life or the pathway that I'm proposing isn't one that is best suited for you, but you do still have to determine, what does a full life look to you? They say, I am who God says I am. Who did he say you are? Perhaps not the person who is afraid to take risks. Perhaps not the person who is afraid to move abroad. Perhaps not the person who stays stuck in their same small hometown. Another thing that holds us back from being the person that God has called us to be is man, is other people. And let me just tell you, if you want to please yourself and please other people at the same time, 9 times out of 10, it won't work. It won't work. You cannot have both. You cannot do both. You have to make a decision. And I've decided, and I submit that you should decide, that you're not the one to say no to your dreams, right? This first part of what will later become a longer series on how to move abroad starts first with a mindset shift. So I'm really, in this video, wanting to tackle specific parts of your mindset. You don't think that you're good enough for your desires. Truthfully, you don't think you're allowed to have them. A part of you believes that you're meant for suffering. A part of you believes that good things like that don't happen to people like you. And of course, y'all, I'm a Black woman, I come from a single parent household. I understand beyond my lived experience what it means to be living in a system of oppression designed not to see you succeed, to take every single minute and moment that you're gifted and use it to work in opposition to the system that is attempting to oppress you. I do that, and I say that knowing that God did not send me here on this earth to suffer, to be a second-class citizen, as some systems would have designed that I live. Rather, I move through space confidently, and I collapse time around me to get me closer to my desires. Are you willing to do the same? What you seek, right? The lifestyle that you seek, the trips, the travel, the languages, the culture, the food, the style, the spice, the substance that you want to make up the richness of your everyday life also seeks you. The dream destination also seeks you. The place that you've always envisioned learning and studying, the school that you've always wanted to attend also seeks you. Will you be relentless in your pursuit for it? If you won't be, admit it to yourself now and cage that dream for later. But if you are ready, let's go. The future is not promised. The only thing that is promised is death. So, you want to know how? And thankfully, you've found my channel, because we're starting, and I've already started, my main character energy series. I can write myself into any room. I've won over $200,000 worth of scholarships as a student and outside of being a student. I have traveled to 25 countries, many of them for free, and I have a network of people all over the world doing the exact same thing. People from Ghana, Nigeria, Mozambique, Cuba, Brazil, India, of course the United States, right? People from where you are from having the transcendental experiences that you've always wanted to. So this series will be an opportunity for you to learn how to do so as well. Subscribe to watch my upcoming videos. And if you already know everything I already said in this video, if you don't need me to convince you of changing your mindset anymore, and you're actually ready for both short-term, 1 week, 2 week travel experiences, but also long-term masters abroad like myself, career abroad like myself, then pre-enroll for my course. Enrollment details will be in the description below, and it'll be an opportunity for one-on-one mentoring so that I can help you manifest your greatest desires. 2023 is the year for realizing your greatest potential. We're trading in a 2-dimensional life for a 3-dimensional life. Join me on the journey, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Diva is a female version of a hustler.